Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/nuclear revenge, where a cheater's lies backfired horribly. Let's begin. Cheat and lie about why we broke up, enjoy being disowned and cut out of your family. Posted by a throwaway Reddit account.
Firstly, I don't use Reddit, but told this would be a good place to share. This happened between me, 25, and my ex, 24, over the past few months. I will keep it short, but keep all important details. To start, the first month, February, was amazing, like a dream relationship. We had been friends for a while before when she suddenly confessed I had hidden my feelings as we were meant to only be friends. So I jumped at the opportunity, stating my feelings. The second month was not as bad, only having a single argument as she invited her neighbor over to what was supposed to be a date. After talking it out, we sorted it and made up. The third month was when the problems started. We had planned our date to be on a Saturday, as she had work on our usual Friday times. I understood and changed the day of the restaurant I booked to then. I hadn't told her as I wanted it to be a surprise instead of the usual home movie, but she knew to keep that day clear and to dress well for the date. Only an hour before the date, she texts me saying that she won't be there tonight as she was going to see a movie with a friend. I was honestly furious as I had already paid the pre-book fee and told her over a week in advance. I tried to call, but her phone was off. I called her best friend, and he had no idea what was happening either. The next morning, I talked to her, and she argues with me saying I should have told her it was a restaurant meal. After about an hour of argument, she finally admitted that she was wrong for what she did. I accepted that, and we took a day break to calm and clear any bad feelings. After that, the relationship started to decline. I stayed the same, but she started to get more and more distant. Eventually, after 3 weeks of no intimacy, not even kisses, I confronted her asking what's going on. She says she needs a week to think and wanted to be single for that. I told her I don't mind taking a break if that's what she needs, but I don't see why being single is needed for that. She argued it's for her freedom, and I realized it was for another guy. We broke up and she spread lies about me cheating and being abusive. Thankfully, the friends she spread it to wouldn't believe her, as we had all known each other for years, her being introduced to them through me. Her best friend had tried to defend me, and she had blocked him, but he knew her friend group. Through them, we discovered that she had been cheating the last 3 weeks of the relationship, as well as the friend she went to the movies with, being a Tinder hookup, then left me to start dating the new guy. To nobody's surprise, he blocked her after she tried to start dating him. Soon she dropped out of university as the guy had uploaded the videos of her cheating to porn sites, and it spread throughout her university. Then I decided I wanted revenge. It wasn't much, as I knew her parents and were really close. They knew nothing that was going on and assumed we just broke up. Her parents, though, are super religious, along with her grandmother. So although painful, I found the links to the videos, downloaded them, and took screenshots of all the breakup messages. Then I contacted her family saying I had something I wanted to share, created a group chat with her parents, grandmother, and ex-best friend. Then I unloaded all screenshots and videos, along with a text message explaining everything that's happened. There was no contact for about a week. Then her ex-best friend filled me in on the situation. She had lost her scholarship due to dropping out of university. Her grandmother, after seeing the proof, cut her from the will and disowned her, followed by her parents and her being evicted from the house, as well as support cut off. She now is working a minimum wage job and sharing a home with friends. TLDR, my ex cheated and tried to pin abuse and cheating on me, only for it to backfire as the guy uploaded her cheating with him and her family, disowned and cut her off. Edit, for all those calling me an asshole, I know. It's nuclear revenge, not am I the asshole. And for those who can't read, she attempted to pin abuse which would make me lose my job, and I did not upload the videos, only shared to her family for proof. After that, it was out my hands and went further than I thought.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Revenge porn laws generally revolve around actively posting the content. The affair partner will be guilty under those circumstances, but not OP, because OP wasn't the one responsible for their existence or their publication. He only notified her family that they existed to clear his name, Now, I'm not a lawyer or have any in-depth knowledge about this, but for those of you that do have more information, please leave a comment down below so me and other viewers can be more informed going forward. And now for today's second story. Am I the asshole for when my aunt told my stepmom that being depressive doesn't make you sleep with a married man? Posted by a deleted Reddit account.
Sorry for the long title. I really had no idea what title to put to explain the situation. My first language is Spanish. Long story short, 2 years ago, my father left my mother to go with his mistress, whom I will call Anna, common name. My mother never had any idea about the infidelity. Anna knew that my father was married. She even went to the house with him to take his things. One day, he simply told my mother that he is no longer in love with her and wants to be happy with Anna. I was there when everything happened. Anna was depressed. She has many scars on her legs and arms. I don't go to my father's house. It makes me uncomfortable to be around them for obvious reasons. Anna is overly nice, and it's really uncomfortable. A few days ago, it was my grandfather's birthday, and the whole family was together, including Anna. I have an aunt who suffers from depression and other more heavy things like schizophrenia. She has tried to hurt herself many times. At one point in the night, there were only my father, my aunt, Anna, another aunt, and I in the living room. For some reason, my aunt and Anna were talking about some serious things, and at one point, Anna began to say that depression made her do many things trying to feel fulfilled, that she could only overcome depression when she met my father, and he saved her. That meeting him was the key to overcome her depression, and now she's finally happy thanks to him. I know about that because Anna often tried to bond with me by telling me how much she suffered in her life and how my father saved her. She has always justified herself that she was depressed and was in a hard place in her life before my father saved her. It always makes me feel uncomfortable, and I don't feel empathy for her, no matter how sweet she is. Talking about how many times you try to send yourself to the shadow realm in front of my 8-year-old sister is not something normal. Anna has always tried to paint her relationship with my father as a fairy tale that began in a different way, but that she doesn't regret anything because her world is perfect now. At that moment, my aunt said something like, "I tried to save myself by going to a psychologist, not by jumping on the dick of a married man." And then she began to say that depression made her want to jump off a bridge, but not ruin a family. I just laughed. It was funny. My aunt may have her mind elsewhere all day, but it was crazy to see her make such a sly comment. But when my father was taking me home, Anna was crying, and he scolded me for laughing at what my aunt said, saying that no one knows everything that Anna suffered. I know, she always talks about that. I didn't apologize, but now I think I really wronged to laugh. From my point of view, my aunt was right. Now for OP's first update. Hello. Some things happened over the weekend. My aunt came home, I live with my mother, and told my mom what happened. My sister is an 8-year-old girl, and she really hates Anna. Anna once tried to get along with my sister, and told her about the time she wanted to send herself to the shadow realm and how my dad saved her. After that, my sister came home asking my mother if she had ever thought about sending herself to the shadow realm. That's not a question an 8-year-old girl should ask. And my sister even asked me questions about the shadow realm. After that, I don't really know what else exactly Anna said to her, but it definitely affected her as a little girl. It's not even something you should talk about with a girl of that age. My mother was furious, and since that day, she forbids my father to have my younger sister near Anna, as she considers her a dangerous and unstable person around children. Since that day, things have been really tense between my father and my mother. My little sister doesn't want to visit our father, so she is fine with this. My aunt told my mother that Anna talked about it again, but this time in front of me. Apparently my father and Anna were totally forbidden to talk about these things in front of me too. I'm not a little kid, but apparently that was the arrangement my mother made with my father when she set boundaries for them. My aunt told her what happened that day, and I confessed to my mother that Anna and my father talk a lot about those attempts in front of me, which is something I should have talked about before, but at that moment, I didn't wanted problems and decided to just ignore them. I told my mom that for that reason I'm not going to my father's house anymore, and my mother got very upset with him. The next day she went to talk to my father. I don't know what they talked about. She just came back saying that Anna can't get close to us anymore. She told me that she can't forbid me from being near my father, and that's my decision. But Anna is extremely forbidden to set foot in the same place where I and my sister are. My paternal grandparents agreed, and my aunts too. They knew about the situation with my younger sister. I haven't spoken to my father, but my cousin told me that my father argued with my grandfather. He often says that Anna is a good person and we don't understand the pain she suffered. So I guess he's upset with all of us now for our great lack of empathy, as he always says. I don't know, at least now I won't see them for a while. It was a boring update, but that's what happened. Info: my father is only 3 years older than Anna. She is not much younger than him or anything like that. From what Anna told me, she always tells it, they met at work. She called my father every time she tried to send herself to the shadow, and so he began to help her. Anna used to go to the psychologist, but said that she decided to leave it because that did not help her. Then she met my father, and well, according to her, he saved her. It is disturbing to hear her talk about how she always sent messages to my father since he was her only support, her words, and he ran and left everything at home to go with her every time she was feeling bad. A sociopath in my books. And now for OP's final update. Hi, I wasn't planning to make another update, but we've had a lot of problems with Anna. Too many, and I think now even my father has realized that she's crazy. I have stopped going to see my father, and my father's parents stopped allowing him to go with Anna to their house, since I am there a lot, and my mother does not allow her to come near me or my sister. Anna began to have the strange behavior of starting to send me texts. First, she apologized to me, but insisted that my father misses me and my sister. I replied to her that my mother does not allow us to talk to her, and she said that she is my father's partner, so we have to get used to her being around. She started to talk badly about my mother, saying that I'm too young to realize it, but my mother is manipulating us, and that's wrong because she's not allowing us to be a family. I'm young, but I'm not dumb. I didn't answer her again and showed the messages to my mother, who spoke to my father again. My father knew nothing about this and apparently had an argument with Anna about this. Since now my mother is planning to take away his last name from our name to end with this shit show and protect us. I don't understand too much about this, but in my country, you can go to court and take out your father's surname, making him have no right over you anymore. I honestly believe that neither my sister nor I would have any problem with this, but I think my mother just said that to scare him. This is something I heard from my aunt, and I don't know how much of this is real, but my father has been staying at my grandparents' house. One of those nights, Anna went to knock on the door looking for him, just to argue. She and my father began to argue. Anna yelled at my dad that he couldn't leave her like that, but nothing else happened because my grandfather kicked her out. My aunt also told me that my father told her that Anna sends him messages like, if you leave me, I will go to the shadow realm. You can't leave me. So my father is afraid of leaving her and afraid of her. Less than 2 days ago, I found out that my father had to leave work quickly because she sent him goodbye messages. Nothing happened to her. She just cut her arms as always. My aunt said that this is something that Anna has always done. Even when the affair started, she sent him messages saying that she was about to go to the shadow realm so that my father would go to her. This is something that Anna also told me, but in a more romantic way. It always scared me. I have no contact with my father, and I avoid him when he's on Grandpa's house. But as far as my aunt has told me, he doesn't know what to do since he misses us, but is afraid to leave her and that she will end herself. I feel bad for thinking this, but I'm really relieved to be hearing all this from afar. I'm so thankful that my mom forbade us to see her before all this happens. And honestly, this is his karma, so I'm not going to get into this.
So, as someone who suffered through depression before, here is my 2 cents. Someone who truly wants to send themselves to the shadow realm wouldn't create a spectacle out of it. They would just do it. What Anna is doing is just pure manipulation. As for your father, OP, he deserves all the shit that he's receiving. But if he wants to be free from Anna, he just needs to start calling the police whenever she threatens him. It's plain and simple. He just has to let them deal with her bullshit. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.